figure out how much it's going to cost. And then when you go to different contractors, then you will know whether they're BSing you by giving you a very low number, because some do that, right? And they'll just
Yes.
keep giving you change orders. And then you have no choice because you're in the middle of the project and you will have to up your budget, or they're giving you a very high number and they work on the retail side and not on the investment side. I love that so much, Apoorva.
So
Go ahead.
we
You were
have
gonna say
gone
something.
through this, even though following the whole process, we still have gone through this process where the numbers we were given certain number, but later on they have increased the price. I quoted for maybe granite, but you're asking for quartz. I'm like, that
Sure.
was part of the scope.
Oh, I love that. And during construction, surprises do happen. So
Yes.
it's not that you can avoid every single change order, but the deliberateness of giving a low quote, knowing that they're going to up it later, that is what you're avoiding. I love that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Hey, this is Neeti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
It is our $1 Million Club Sensei panel. And really, we want to share with you that anything is possible, that you can build $1 million portfolio in a fairly short amount of time. And Apoorva, I'm going to go to you now. Who are you? What do you do now? And where do you invest?
Yeah. So my name is Apoorva, and Suraj is not here. He's my partner in all this investment that we do. We're based in Seattle, Washington, and we joined the program exactly 1 year and 10 days. And because of this program, again, I was able to retire from my 9 to 5 as a product manager and just focusing on real estate full time, and also an agent. So working on that. Suraj is a software dev manager in Amazon. So he's still continuing with that. We invest in a couple of areas. One is Columbus, Ohio. We do a couple of properties in Tampa, Florida, and we are doing some in Washington as well.
Amazing. What is the mission behind what you're trying to create?
So a couple of things: freedom from 9 to 5, which kind of I've got it now. But again, this is just the start. I want to be there attending all the possible activities for my 2-year-old. That is my biggest why. I don't want to miss any single rehearsals or any of her important things. And as an immigrant, we always start from like zero. So it is very important for us to build that generational wealth, so that where we are stopping is the step for our kids to then start their own progress. So it's like a stepping stone for the kids. So that is again the second thing why I wanted to be building this wealth and having so many properties that can help us finally get to the point where they don't have to worry about their college things, and all these things are covered, and then we can look for growing further. Apart from that, again, I was a W-2 employee, and Suraj is still a W-2 employee, so we have huge taxes. This will help us reduce the taxes and at the same time just build the wealth.
How did you find the Portfolio Mastery community, and why was it this that pushed you forward?
Couple of things. I think the biggest thing is the community that has been created by Palak and Neeti, especially like all of us were at the fence that how to take this next step, or we were in the phase of analysis and paralysis and when to start and how to start. Like there was no such answers in place. And I've been waiting to invest for last 5 years. I mean, listening to as many Bigger Pockets podcast and so many other platforms, and was never taking an action. It was just Suraj who was like, okay, let's set up a call, and Aviv from the team was like, you guys are great, and we were just talking, and he's like, let's get into the program. So that's how we started. As soon as we started, we actually bought a primary home which was distressed, And we started renovating that while we were also working on the portfolio. So we faced so many issues. And for everything, I was like, even if it is related to the primary house that is distressed and we are converting it into, to give you an idea, we bought it for 850 and invested 150K into that. And now the value that I am seeing is about 1.3 million. So just for that particular house. So to give you an idea, we had so many issues, and this community was able to give us answers because everybody has faced something similar to that, or we are not the first one to face that. And we were able to find answers through the community. We were able to connect with people offline, individually asking them questions, reaching out to people. So it was really helpful in those scenarios that we were not facing the issues by ourselves or trying to resolve ourselves. There are answers already in place. There were teams already in place we can talk to and get answers. So that helped us a lot. Again, when you step into any of these programs, you're anxious, you are not sure how can you achieve certain successes, but because people in the group have similar issues, similar mindset, you sometimes feel fearful of talking about these investments to somebody else, other like your friends and family, because they don't understand what we are trying to do. But you can talk to the same language with people in the same community.
Yeah. Apoorva, thank you. That was beautiful. What were some of the biggest transformations that you have had working within the portfolio mastery community? And before I get there, I want to ask you first, what are all the ARVs in your portfolio size?
So we own 5 properties, and for the 5 properties, ARV is about 1.25. And if I include the primary, which we actually did the same board process, it is another 1.3. So.
Oh, so you didn't include your home. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's fabulous. That's very good. What were some of the biggest transformations that you received working through the program?
The biggest one I would say is the mindset shift, because it has helped me not just think like have the narrow-mindedness and the money is limited kind of a mentality. It has helped me go through the complete shift of how we look at money, how we look at the properties, and in general, the whole process. So mind shift has changed a lot. The abundance stuff has come through. That is the biggest, I would say, the transformation that I've seen. Other than that, I think I've become more communicative, and I'm trying to help as many people I can every day. Someone from the portfolio team I'm talking to, just being out and about and just helping either them or I'm asking questions. So I think that that was not there before. I was like busy with my own life. Now I feel like networking is your net worth, I would say.
Yeah.
Like collaboration is the new currency, is the new motto that I can say.
All right. How did you find your first deal?
So we found the first deal via off-market deal, like a New Western. We reached out to a couple of real estate agents. We basically broadcasted to as many people as we could that we are in the market looking for deals and stuff. And it just so happened that we were looking at Tampa, Florida market, and we wanted to do pad split. So we connected with one of the New Western agent and the pad split agent at that time. And they told us, oh, there is a property in place. And Suraj was looking for that property on Zillow. But that property on Zillow was on a higher price. And the New Western agent brought the same property to us at a discounted price of maybe 80,000. And that was a discount that they got it, and then we got it from New Western for like 50,000 discount. So yes, so it was a good deal for us, but that's how we got our first deal.
I love it. Cool. Okay. How did you finance it?
So we went with multiple hard money lenders and looked at the numbers from them. We went to RFG, we went to few other lenders, but because this was a New Western deal and you have to close in a very short period of time, you need to find a lender who can do it without having pre-approvals in place. So we went with Sherman Bridge and Quantum Finance. So, but yes, basically you need to make sure that you're pre-approved before you start with finding the hard money lender. And one last thing, when you go through these numbers, make sure you make a note of it. And next time when you reach out to them, you can always discuss and negotiate on those numbers.
Okay. So we did acquisition, we did finance. How did you find your contractor?
So there are a lot of contractors that we talk to. Initially, we were thinking talking to one or two is good, but then we got quote from one, then we were not happy. We got the quote from second, third, fourth, and not just the quotes, we were talking to them to analyze how are they. So we had the script from you, Palak, or from the SOP that
Yes.
what type of questions to ask and how to see if they are a good fit for your kind of a attitude is matching, and yeah, the kind of ways of working that you have versus them. So we did all those question like rounds with them, and then shortlisted few of them, and then we got the quote from these people. And then we also negotiated with each other, saying that the other person is doing for this amount, and why are you charging this certain amount? We basically had this kind of conversations to give them a real feedback that this is what we are looking for, and this should be the budget, and so on and so forth.
I love that. So you went in the SOPs, in the SOP section in the modules, you actually looked at the script and you're like, we're going to ask them all these questions and vet them. And
yes, for first few of them, we followed the same process, and then we added few more questions based on whatever we are learning. So yes.
What was like the question that helped the most in vetting the contractor?
There were quite a few of the questions we asked them about the references. We also asked them about how do they work, what are their strategies, what type of materials they use, like what payments they do charge. I do ask one of the questions as what is in general, I give a scenario, let's say if you are working on 1,000 square feet house and there's one bathroom, how much do you charge for that bathroom transformation? So I already had numbers in my mind, like toilet comes for $200 and bathtub comes for $300 and the tiles are this much. And I have a like approximate for a bathroom, it should be around 4,500 to 5,000 per bathroom. So that's how I usually see if a person is saying way too high or if they're saying way too low. So that's how I check on the numbers even before we go ahead and ask for any quote, because we know if they are too expensive or they're giving us the retail price, then it does not make sense.
Right. Or they're giving you a number that's unrealistic and they're going to up the budget later. You knew that upfront.
Yes.
This is cool. I love this. This is awesome, guys.
Very good.
Such a good hack. Figure out how much it's going to cost. And then when you go to different contractors, then you will know whether they're BSing you by giving you a very low number, because some do that, right? And they'll just
Yes.
keep giving you change orders. And then you have no choice because you're in the middle of the project and you will have to up your budget. Or they're giving you a very high number and they work on the retail side and not on the investment side. I love that so much, Apoorva.
So
ahead.
we
You were
have
gonna say
gone through this, even though following the whole process, we still have gone through this process where the numbers we were given certain number, but later on they have increased the price. I quoted for maybe granite, but you're asking for quartz. I'm like, that
Sure.
was part of the scope.
Oh, I love that. And during construction, surprises do happen. So
Yes.
it's not that you can avoid every single change order, but the deliberateness of giving a low quote, knowing that they're going to up it later, that is what you're avoiding. I love that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Brilliant.
And then you add a contingency on top. So you know that there are unknowns that you're coming to face in the rehab phase will be covered by a contingency.
Fantastic. Love it. Yes. And always have a contingency built into your construction budget, especially as a new investor. I don't know if it's something to do with not coming from a background, like none of us were born with a trust fund. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here trying to build wealth, right? And so I don't know if the scarcity is from that or from certain cultures are scarcity based just because of the history, right? Like I'm from India. There's a lot of scarcity in how we do things. And that's just a part of, being colonized and all of that. This gets passed on to us. How did you move from scarcity to abundance? Like, what was that light bulb moment? And I feel like we work on it every day. It's not a set it and forget it. So I get that. But what was that one moment where you were like, oh, this is the switch?
So couple of things, as you mentioned, it's not one day that you get it and you learned from somebody and then you get it. You still have to listen it to like hundreds of times and just follow the same thing that people are saying. And then you have to really force yourself to say, no, there is abundance. So we don't have to worry about being conservative and not sharing the information, or for that matter, from the perspective that save money. From that perspective, I'm talking in general about the abundance mindset. To give you an example, if somebody reaches out to me, tell me about Columbus market, I'll not be afraid to tell them, or will be worried about what if they enter the market, then what, now I have more competition, we are looking at the same property and all of that stuff. No, that was the case before, but as we grow into the program, we learn a lot of stuff, and with so many trainings that we go through, and every day everybody is like sharing knowledge, so we just learn that it's okay, right?
That was excellent. What would you say to someone to get them moving to that next level?
About whether you want to stay stuck or you want to move forward is all you see. The pain is at both the places. You're at pain, and that's why you want to go to the actual place where you want to be, and you can choose the pain which you want and decide how do you want to go. So if you choose the pain where you are right now, pretty much you're not going to go anywhere. But if you decide to take the new pain, which can eventually lead to where you want to be, then why not take that step? As you move forward, you will figure it out. There is a community that can help you out.
Thank you so much. This has been excellent.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and giving us your time and energy. When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at theinvestoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.